Speaking of good, it's good to see the knife round over and done with. We'll move straight into the pistol. It's going to be iNTACT versus Hysteria. This is, I believe, what round is this? The fourth round of the qualifier?
Round of 16. So it started with 128, so yes.
Yeah, so the fourth round of the qualifier. Yes. This is of 16, as Haupty just said.
Well, oh wait, no, it's, let's do the math. 128 cut in half, 64 cut in half. Yeah, it's the fourth round.
T's are going to swing into the B bomb site here. Going to be met by a counter-terrorist presence of Optimus. And I'm not sure who is supporting him on site. Swan, he's going to be fast on the flank here. Not going to matter. T's are going to get relatively decent control with Turismo going down behind the site. Noxio will find himself alone. And a quick headshot.
Does have kit smoke. Missing the armor, though. Those Glocks can be so pesky sometimes. Especially the aim punch coming in on the chest can make it hard to convert those shots on the head. And it will be good little shoulder peeks coming out from Hysteria. Mundle to finish it. Pistol round going their way on the T side. Cash, very even map. Maybe even a little T-sided, perhaps.
Certainly.
Definitely depends on the teams, as always, but not exactly surprising to see T's go up 9-6 on this map. I feel like that's a frequent occurrence. The rotations on T side between the bomb sites are so fast. They have so many tools and ways they can take mid control and split sites.
Lots of deagles here for iNTACT. Lots of long angles to work with here. Oh, filthy. See if we can get one more. Truck, that's going to be 26 HP. Noxio, he's going to be knocked low, but doesn't go down, so he might still have one more shot at this. Bit and Mundle, they're going to clean up a couple of counter-terrorists over toward the B site.
You know, there's a deagle around Truck. I don't think you want to crab walk peek into it, but it happens anyway. Clip wasn't that much damage, and they'll be taking the site, I think, without too much extra energy spent. Turismo, I think, wow, it seemed like he found the head through something there almost. So much damage done. HIA on the 10 HP now. We have a Galil picked up, rotating in. That's going to help out his teammate. 2-on-2. Both T players stuck behind the quad. Will iNTACT think to check both spots or not? But right now, the key thing is they just don't have the time. No kit on their side, and they won't find the kills either.
Good bit of damage done, though, with only pistols to work with. A few kills picked up. Can do a bit of damage. A couple of players will be forced back onto SMGs, but they'll only meet USPs as per usual on the third round. It might be a little quiet there. All right. So, terrorists are going to be moving toward mid. Not going to meet much presence. Looks like an A stack here for iNTACT. This is a good thing to do. You can play two players at more peaky angles, bait some terrorists in, not realizing that there's a stack. See if that exact thing happens here.
Choice. Mundle gets most of the way out on the site, just walking it the whole way. Ooh. And nice little cleanup frags from Bit to secure that round. Super easy for them, though. We expected that to happen. And now time for the fun stuff. Let's get into the meat of it. Two players on iNTACT haven't been able to find anything in these first couple rounds. Let's see if they can change that. Shake and Swan will need to turn up if iNTACT are to be successful. The AWP player, and we've seen some extra clutches from Swan as well. So fast onto the A site. Bit leading the way with the MAC-10 again. Noxio has already gone down. Turismo has a good crossfire. Gets two before he's able to be traded. Nice little off angle by the smoke there, and we have the big guns rotating in.
Shoulder almost found there by Swan. He does see him through, makes the call. Optimus trades him out after the leg shot. Going to be forced out there. That HE might just do it. Nope, he pushes into the smoke. One player pushing around. Shake really has to trade this out. They're unsure of where he is.
Despite Renz being able to get away with a lot there, dodging the molly, dodging the follow-up shot to the left. By the way, I want to highlight that. Did you see how when the molly went in, Shake pre-fired the left side of Fork?
Yeah.
Anticipating he missed the shot, but good heads-up play from him. Could have connected and had the Foresight to throw a nade to. So Ren's definitely dodging a lot of bullets there. Could have come up with more. iNTACT survived with 2.
Very, very dangerous round for iNTACT. Yes, Ren's playing around the smoke was extremely dangerous as they were trying to find him, trying to find the trade together, but both of them not in the best of positions, could have gone awry. But eventually finding the kill closes out the round with 2 players alive and a bit of money to work with for iNTACT against these AKs.
How's it going, Bay? Not you, Savage. Our good friend in the chat. And now we get to see who the AWP player is for Hysteria. I've never seen this team play, and I don't really know any of the players personally, or I've seen them, so it's going to be Dangler.
Yeah, I think he's the IGL as well. If I might be mistaken on that, but I think I saw that on his Twitter.
Appreciate him giving us the RT earlier.
Yes,
I love it when teams have Twitters on their ESCA for me to find. That's very helpful, so I can let them know that we will be casting their matches as well.
Very good. Molotov is going to force Shake out of vent. It's going to clear out mid. And here comes a little bit of presence toward A again. Bomb rotating over. Bit, their lurker, going to be rotating over as well.
Squeaky door open, little tells. Maybe Noxio hears the scope in A main, and it looks like it. We see a flood of rotating CT players. First flash gets Noxio. Nice little pop out of the door. Classic smoke to block the cross and the Molotov coming down, so players are probably going to start jumping over the top of this red box. How are they going to get through these smokes? Right now, there's 3 of them left alive. 9 seconds left. Bomb has to go down. It will. Spray's not quite there, and it comes down to a quick 1v1 with Mundo clutching it out against Optimus. Wow, such a slow round and so much happening in that last 20 seconds there to cover. Could have gone either way with that one.
So much utility was thrown on the A site, and that is a good example sometimes of maybe the CTs getting a little overwhelmed and throwing too much utility down, not able to get the mobility that they need on the site in order to make trades. Perhaps instead of throwing the smoke or throwing a Molotov, a flashbang would be more appropriate with a peek with your teammates. But unfortunately, the round not going in their favor, and they'll find themselves back on the CZs. And the T's creep back toward A yet again.
Hysteria have definitely been showing themselves towards A an awful lot. Turismo has already found one on the left side of A main here. They've kind of stacked this up, and Optimus, unfortunately, just peeks straight into an AK bullet.
What a spray down by Renz. That was a multiple player spray down, most of them having armor. Spray transfer onto the headshots, one of them through the corner. Very impressive by him, and Swan suddenly finds himself with no teammates and nothing but a dream.
Yeah, Bay, if you're falling asleep in chat, the round before this one was very slow indeed. And we are going to have some more space to fill here because, I mean, this is just one of those situations. Ooh, go back to Dangler. He's low HP lurking into A main. This could be easy CZ bait. Yep, there it is. So Swan has found an AK. He has half armor. That's going to be huge in the next round if he can save this. There's going to be some hunting going on.
There he is.
It's hunting season. Hunting for swans, apparently. I've never heard of anyone hunting swans. I'm assuming that some people try to eat them.
Yeah, I think my dad had a swan in our basement. He's a hunter.
That was a very weird sentence before you qualify it.
No, he's a hunter. I think he had a taxidermied swan.
Has a dungeon in your basement with a
with just swan in it.
Or captive swan.
Multiple swan.
Actually, that's where CMS Swan is, or CM Swan is playing from right now. Savage's father's basement.
Yeah, he's just held captive down there.
We've actually had lands down there before. We've had 5 people in that room. That was pretty epic. Good times indeed. So on to round 7 here. iNTACT, still trying to recover from that harsh reset. Whoop. Peek coming in. Noxio manages to find one towards A. And look at these rotations happening. They definitely know that the B site has been taken. Looking to get aggressive with the pistols here. Ooh, the gap in smoke is lethal. There's only 2 players left on the T side with all 5 for iNTACT. Turismo has an AWP as well and Swan on the AK.
This is a very good chance for the retake for iNTACT. He goes down low, isn't traded out very quickly, but 2 kills, fast ones come in for iNTACT as Turismo picks up 1 with the AWP, and Swan peeks out from Checkered, picking up the fast trade. Defuse with plenty of time will come in. And 3 guns picked up and saved will mean a big swing in economy for iNTACT. That's going to be about 5K, 6K for every player here. And Hysteria, after rebuying, they'll pretty much only have this round to buy. If iNTACT wins this next round, they will have no money left.
Yeah, that was a crazy round for iNTACT to win. Just little mistakes. That's all I say about teams, right? When they lose rounds, just like, oh, you guys made some little mistakes. You threw a CT smoke that had a gap in it, and that's perfect for a little CZ to poke its head out, kill one of your players crossing. One more peeks from heaven, and when they're distracted, and all of a sudden, 2 players left with bomb going down, and nobody dead for iNTACT. That's just that's unlucko.
Yes.
Also,
just a very small mistake leading to a very, very unfortunate situation.
Yeah, just don't put gaps in your smoke.
Yeah.
Just throw the good smokes.
Only smoke the good stuff. T-side gonna take mid control here. Swan will probably hear them doing this. Look at his position. He's pushed all the way up into B. Looks like it's gonna eventually be an A take. They have 2 players left in A main. Shake, he's going to push through vent and find the mid control, and 3 players is all that's going to be left for Hysteria, and they are going to force themselves onto A site. 2 AWPs here.
Noxio playing from NBK, named after the professional French player, of course. I think that's a pretty common call out. And yeah, Optim's there to clean up the round as well, so iNTACT starting to get into some bonus rounds here. Hysteria going to have to save. See, Dangler already has a flashbang, so I'm expecting something extremely fast and aggressive with this one flash just to try and open up something. It looks like it's going to be A site this time.
They really like A. They've pretty much just been splitting there every time, and iNTACT, making the read on that, is actually playing 2 players right on site.
I think they have a good read on the economy. And the lawn needed to be mowed over there. The grass has now been cut. Looks clean.
Very clean round indeed. Edged the whole 9 yards
trimmed,
there.
Aerated,
yeah,
fertilized.
Very clean. Will put them into a very good economic spot. You see Swan on over 10K, even though he only has 2 kills. Pulling down the bank for his team. Gonna send out some loans. The AK's back again for Hysteria. iNTACT bringing back a few rounds here. 3 rounds in a row is going to put them with a bit of momentum. But it's Hysteria's chance to swing back now. They're doing something a little slower now. Look at this default from them. They have a good spread across the map. This is something we haven't seen from them yet, is kind of this really slow default. Most of the time they've been grouping pretty heavily toward A and taking mid, trying to do a little split.
Au contraire. We did see this on round 5 when iNTACT had gotten reset. So the only gun round iNTACT has currently lost, gun round being where they have rifles and ops and things like that, occurred on round 5. But yeah, most of the time it's been a little more aggressive. Actually, those cross smokes in mid are interesting too, because Hysteria have not been taking too much mid control. Maybe a boost or 2, but nothing major. So Jake from the vents to find 1. He's going to be trying to fall back, maybe faking it. Gets the flash from mid. I don't know if Rents is going to be ready for this. No, he's not. Tricky
Optimus'
plays.
Position here too to trade the player in vent is going to be fantastic. He peeks out, able to get one easily, and Shake, knowing that Bit is distracted, gets another. And with bomb plant going down, this is going to be very easy for Swan to clean up. 3 players alive for iNTACT, puts them, again, fantastic position now. Look at the money spread. Players on Hysteria forced all the way back onto 3K. They're going to be on light pistols.
The only thing that activates your gamer brain in G Fuel, Mr. 16K, is the lead that they have in their... just kidding.
Hashtag heavy metal poisoning.
Yeah. There's actually a lawsuit in the state of California right now. or a complaint or something filed with health codes, because I guess they somebody found out they had too much lead in some of their, an unsafe amount of lead, whatever that is. It's different per state too, which is weird. Which is why this is a California thing. Aside from being environmentally conscious, how about economically conscious? Will Hysteria have enough? I believe they will in the next round. They're on quite a few rounds losing at this point. But these pistols and a couple pieces of armor going up and over the boost. They have about 3 players in mid. They've got 4 now. Shake actually peeks out, and all 5 players were looking at him, so he only finds 1 before he goes down. That's the same for Noxio. This is not really favoring iNTACT right now. You expect the guns to be able to do a little more than just 1-to-1 trades.
Nice headshot there from Turismo. He's going to catch the back of Dangler. And Renz finds himself alone. Only a deagle to work with. Swan missing the AWP shot. Almost gets picked up, but a quick shot in between the box is going to put Renz in the body bag. Scoreline looking very solid for iNTACT. Good spread of kills. Swan not performing like he has been the past few days, but definitely holding his own with only 4 deaths, 4 kills. Still a good KD ratio. But here's the story. 5 rounds for Hysteria, but look at the kills.
Well, Swan has neither died a lot too, right?
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that they haven't really been... excuse me. Let's take that back a step. Swan actually loses to Dangler, who was dangling out of Squeaky there. Turismo on the A1S, that's going to be nice. The Molly almost gets the kill.
He almost could have gotten the peek there. Does a little pre-fire, hoping to find the head of Renz, but doesn't find anything. Takes Dangler down to 4 HP, though, with that Molotov.
Yeah, and that's not good. I mean, only 1 offensive nade left for iNTACT, though, so he probably won't get killed by...
Here's Bomb.
By nade damage. And Bomb towards A. Definitely going to be an A hit coming in. Noxio is going to have to make a huge play. He has some help from Highway, but if that cross gets smoked, it's going to be a long time before Turismo can help him. Nope, here it comes. Turismo rotating back up after getting the pick in mid. He has 2 on the round already. We'll be going for more. There's the cross smoke I talked about coming out, and the Molotovs onto default site positions as well. Noxio does not get anything before he falls, but Turismo is here. Will he be able to make the hero play and save the day from Toxic? Stays crouched, allows the bomb plant. He's going to be trying desperately to kill this 4th player. Manages to do it. Dangler had an op 2 that was such a dangerous peek. The timing just barely not there for Dangler to pull the trigger.
Renz goes down, Renz, finds a headshot, isn't traded. The 1v1 for Shake. He's able to clutch it out with a nice trade on Turismo. Plenty of time for defuse with the kit. A very intense round and a very important round for iNTACT to pick up as well. Huge momentum shift, but they're going to have to do it again. Hysteria is back on guns. And probably going back A main if I had to guess.
That's probably a pretty good guess. I mean, yeah, it's how many, why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's really funny how many rounds they're going A.
I know. It's fairly predictable and not a whole lot of mid control, and, well, they called it again, and this time it's even faster. But that Molly going in front of the smoke is just going to absolutely funnel them into forklifts. It's going to do so much damage. This is so easy for Shake. He's hardly even been contested. He finally does get contested and almost gets team Molly. Right now, his teammates are closer to killing Shake than any of the T's really are. Down to just Renz.
He's going to have to pull out a miracle here if he wants to bring it back for his team. This would be game changer if he's able to find anything, but he isn't. Not even another kill as Turismo finds him peeking up a highway. 8 rounds for iNTACT. Very solid CT half so far. Hysteria, lots of momentum lost. They're back onto pistols. Aren't going to be able to do much at all.
That's the issue with a fast play like that. You see that Molotov going down, or the incendiary in front of the smoke out of A, and there's just nothing you can do. You can't, I mean, if you run through it, it's an easy kill for Shake. If you run to the right, it's an easy kill for Shake and his teammate, who is also holding closer to Fork. Yeah, there's just nothing to do. That's the problem with the fast play, and especially when you have 5 AKs and plenty of utility. It's just like that round was thrown away. But they already have 5 rounds in the half. If they can come out with 1 or 2 more, I'm sure that Hysteria won't be too upset.
Gonna be a fast play up highway. Mundell, see if he can find any casualties with his Deagle, and that's a great one. Entry kill for his team onto A site. See if they can make the capitalization. He's able to find Noxio too. Fantastic headshots for him, but Shake is going to be able to trade him and his teammates out. Wow,
Hitting
great
20
round
before the
from
half.
Mundell.
He's on pace for a 40 bomb right now. Still has 1 round to go. Already has the 20. That's an insane half coming out from him. Yeah, I mean, this is just good plays. They've been going A, and he has stepped up. So, of course, he's had lots of opportunity to make kills, but he's also been hitting the shots. Ooh, smoke over boost.
Just going to give him the easy read. He's going to find 2 fast ones, not able to trade it out. And there goes Swan over at B side as well. Dangler pushing out of mid. Finally able to trade Shake, but it hasn't been an easy task for them so far. This man is going absolutely bonkers.
I feel like Hysteria right now have consumed 1 too many shakes before the game. A little bit.
Perhaps they have the Shakes.
Perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, once again, this is an AK round, and it was over so very early. It's like they smoke off the molly coming over boost, but there's no flash to follow it up or anything like that, so they just get easily picked off trying to run out of that smoke. Easy round for them, but hold the phone. Are you holding it? Dangler was positioned in Z, has already killed 1. His wide swing is going to catch Optimus off guard. You could see that coming from a mile away. Has the one-shot potential onto both of these players, but they are just going to be grouping up around the bomb. Both players completely repositioning as well, which means that it's going to be very hard for Dangler to get those 1-taps.
He's going to have to find them. See if he expects upper.
Nope.
No way. Looks to the left of white box, and unfortunately you have to expose yourself to that upper position if you are going to peek that. So what good positioning there in middle from iNTACT, ready to trade the kills out.
Hold on, bring back up the round score. What is that chain? 9-round chain to close out CT half.
Brutal.
Only 2 defused. The bomb has gone down 4 times this half.
Yeah, it's very, it's very telling for Hysteria's T round and their momentum swing. Shake looking fantastic on A site. It's been story the whole time. Dangler in mid gets instantly shut down by Noxio and Turismo. Fast
Classic
play through mid.
Excuse me. I was going to say classic from Taco Mike. Throwing shade at the numbers I have to throw up because I have to say something, you know. That's I've heard a lot of analysts pushing back on the desk about this with predictions. It's like, well, you say something might, you know, a 9-6 half for the T's is a decent score line, not out of the picture. But then, of course, that gets blown out because games are always different. But everyone is a critic.
Have to take the guff from somebody, man, and if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Taco Mike. Optimus going to be the last one alive here for his team. He doesn't realize that the player is so low. He's still going for headshots. Finally gets the call and just decides to shoot him right in the gut.
The problem with burst fire is if you only have 4 bullets left in your gun, that uses 75% of your remaining ammunition. I'm not sure he knew how low Ren's was.
Yeah, that got pretty sketchy there for a second.
Yep, how that'll put some hair on your chest. If you're watching that and you don't have any like me. But the pistol round going iNTACT's way, finally picking up a pistol.
A stack here for the CTs. See them also taking mid and highway control, but iNTACT has the gamble, already moving toward B. Fast take, realizing that nobody is on site. It's going to net them a relatively easy round, I would assume, unless something crazy happens with the CTs that are about to perhaps push through the smoke.
We saw in this same position, Hysteria lost a round similar to that. Oh, I mean, they have lots of armor.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It's actually a fine call because you carry these into the next round, have the same chance that you do or did in this round moving into the next one.
Yeah, it's almost like if they would have gamble stacked correctly, they would have had a much higher chance of winning a round than if they just played a 2-on-2. It's crazy how that works out.
Yeah, definitely. But see, it looks like going to be freeze time coming out. I'm going to guess a tactical timeout for Hysteria. Perhaps trying to get something cheeky into the next round, but iNTACT, with a timeout called on this round, has to expect something very strange coming out.
I mean, I'm ready for it from Hysteria. I mean, I'm trying not to throw shade, but their T side was kind of uninspired. I didn't really see anything special from them. I didn't see anything that you don't see in a pug. You know what I mean? It's like all the strats are kind of just rehashed things that we've seen pros do from time to time, but it's not. There's nothing new. There's nothing fresh, and just very repetitive site calls, just going towards A, very little mid control. So I'm ready for Hysteria to start, calling something to make this a more competitive game, because, yeah, they got the first 5 out of 6 rounds, but then, I mean.
So what are we expecting? Are we thinking something aggressive on the CT side here with all of these pistols? They already went for the gamble stack A. Didn't work out for them. Perhaps they go for a gamble stack again?
Hard to say. I think the only issue with gamble stacking, and I think this is why Hysteria might go fast, is because I think when you go fast, it feels like you have more control. When you gamble stack, it's uncomfortable to give the other team that much. I mean, you're literally giving them 2/3 of the map, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
To work with. So if you play fast, if you find players that might be lurking towards you, even if there's only one person on that side of the map, you can swarm and overwhelm them. And I think we see a flash going over the top of mid. Can we have that dangler for a second?
Let's see.
Where is he playing from?
7.
Yeah, so he's going to be flashing high and mid for a retake after they think iNTACT has taken some mid control. So those 3 players and the one on... they have 4 players stacked and ready to go to swing wide. iNTACT have not triggered the trap yet, though. They're playing very slow. The timeout perhaps putting iNTACT on the back foot here.
This is exactly the kind of play you expect from a T side after the timeout is called at such a strange time. The reason it's strange is because they lost 2 rounds and they're not buying here, and they called a timeout, right? So that's why iNTACT is choosing to play this a lot more defensively than they normally would on a round like this. Also, they were able to save all of those guns. Looks like it's going to be a fast execute on A here.
2 to 3 mollies already expended. And more to follow behind the quad position as well. Lots of deagle damage coming out. Everyone on iNTACT is so low, but it will be just short of enough. Shake, the only player surviving unscarred. But that's the 13th round. Definitely close for Hysteria. They kind of got the stack they wanted. So many players playing from highway. But for this is go time. This is the last. This is really the last gasp here from Hysteria. They'll get one more gun round in after this if they lose this round. But they need to start making chains happen if they want to bring this back towards a possible overtime or even a game win.
Bit of aggression here in mid. Renz has already got himself way pushed up. It's going to be a solo B here for, excuse me, a solo A here for the CT side of Hysteria. Thinking that iNTACT isn't going to make any aggression toward that area, but it looks like iNTACT is trying to find a bit of a pick toward B. He's going to be Swan with the op entry that we've come to know, trying to find a pick in this direction.
There's almost no audio being given up by either team so far. Random flash, but nobody to peek with it. Just perhaps keeping these players honest, on their toes, making them think something is coming. But Mundell has no idea that there are 4 players in this direction, and here come the flashes and Molotovs. Turismo takes 40 going through the first one. He still has plenty of HP to be able to trade a bullet with the player, and trade he will. 1 1/4 for him. But the intel is good enough for Noxio, who is ready for that position to be played. Gets the easy kill. Gap in smoke. Shake might be in trouble here. Him down. He's actually going to find Renz. Maybe client-side smoke coming into play there. You hate to see that, especially in a round where it's slowly falling apart for them.
Slowly falling apart indeed. Picked apart slowly. One shot at a time. Very surprised that Shake was able to make it out of mid alive. Looks like he might even find the rotating CT player. Not quite. The timing isn't with him. Bit almost looking like he wanted to go for a ninja, but he's going to find Noxio very easily. But Shake, even with 6 HP, is going to be able to find the fast headshot, making it so that he isn't able to save any gun into the next round. This is a devastating blow for Hysteria. They've been decimated back on to low money. They'll find themselves with just a little bit of armor, some utility, and low pistols against a full force buy from iNTACT, trying to net them a 15th round.
This is the real deal. Reminder, Hysteria is actually 2-1 in advanced right now, so they've been able to make wins against teams of that caliber. And it was banned down to 1 map, so this is clearly a map that they're comfortable playing. You got to deselect 3 others in the active map pool.
Good positioning from Shake is going to shut down the mid push from Dangler. iNTACT working perfectly to shut down this aggression, but Mundle is going to find 1. That's toward B. You see the bomb slowly moving back over toward A for iNTACT.
Their flash peek in for the Deagle isn't going to connect. Renz is going to get a couple more chances here towards Turismo. Nothing landing so far. He's tagged low. Noxio eventually finds 2 actually out of Squeaky, I believe. That is crazy good entries for him. HIA, does he go for it? Or does he just let them have the game point? Hasn't really committed to anything yet. And Swan going up on top of the red box finds the last player for free. 15-5 and a, what is this, 14 rounds in a row? Wow.
Yeah, 14 rounds in a row for iNTACT. Looking grisly. Hysteria hasn't been able to find any momentum since iNTACT started their rampage on the CT side, but it's up to Mundle and this B aggression to try to shut it down. Here's an AWP. Isn't able to find multi-kills. 3 players pushing B are shut down by iNTACT's fast aggression, and Renz and Bit are left on the CT side trying to close it out fast. They'll push through CT together.
I want to highlight the smoke that iNTACT threw over CT. Also had a gap there. Come on, guys. Get that lineup settled. That'll be it, though. 16-5 for them. So we will have another match to cast after